Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of a teaser episode of Raising Excellence. I'm Michael, the MC and opportunity ambassador for today's show. And with me are two of my favorite co-hosts, Agnieszka, our psychosomatic illuminator.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
And Dennis, our freedom facilitator.
Greetings and blessed love, everyone.
And I forgot to tell you what the title of today's teaser show is, but it's Are Your Rituals Keeping You in Bondage? There's a lot of rituals out there, some old, some new, and we got to kind of pay attention to what we're doing as far as our rituals are concerned. But let's talk a little about rituals. What are the problems with rituals we've got these days?
Are your rituals secretly plotting to kill you?
Is it about the rituals themselves? So is it only the action, the particular action of the ritual, or is it also how you do it, with what kind of intention you perform it, or with what kind of awareness? And rituals, when I think about rituals, there's so many. There's religious rituals, there is, what is the difference between rituals and between habits? And then there's rituals that that mark specific times in our life, like when we enter adulthood, for example. There's rituals in tribal societies, and there's rituals today performed openly, and some performed more like in the hidden thing. There's in the last year especially, there has been a lot coming out about like certain satanistic rituals. And then if you analyze the media, if you analyze videos and music clips, you see a lot of weird stuff going on. So does that have to do anything with rituals? And and is there a way of using rituals and of consciously utilizing the power of rituals? Because I feel that rituals actually have this potential of bringing a lot of power into something, into an action, and can be used for that. So how can we utilize the power of rituals for ourselves and for developing ourselves further?
So
Yeah,
I understand. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
Okay, so from what I understand is rituals used to mark specific times in our lives to show us that we've gone from one stage to another, like leveling up in a game kind of thing. At 7 years old, people used to get haircuts, or people used to get special ceremonies, at 14 as well, marking the passage to adulthood. But these days, the rituals are sort of watered down, and children, I don't think, have like a definite understanding of when adulthood comes and when their childhood is over.
But that's only one aspect, isn't it? Do rituals, like I remember now, like they have to do with seasons as well. There's like the weather changing, the time of the year changing, the moon, the influence of the planets. Those influence rituals as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's actually tax day. In the United States, tax day is usually April 15th. That's a crazy ritual, if you ask me.
Well,
yeah, I would say so. But the rituals, like I just remembered something about listening to something from Germany, where they were cutting trees on a certain night in January because the pores were smaller, and then if you cut the tree that day, then no bugs, no termites, nothing will go into the tree because the pores were too tight to host bugs or something.
that's like a common thing, but it's not in the year, it's like in the month. So it has to do with the moon phases. So there are certain days in a month where you can cut bamboo, where you can cut certain trees, and then they will not host bugs, for example. Those little bugs, but won't get inside and eat them out. So, but I haven't heard that this was like a thing throughout the year, but mostly like throughout the month.
In the video, he said it's a monthly thing, but there's the 1 month of the year when it's like the most, the best, the
Okay.
smallest. The moon is the right phase. The cold weather in Germany. This was in Germany, right? The cold is at the right temperature, and everything is perfect. And then in January, when you cut it on the right phase, then it's the best wood of the whole year.
Wow, that's interesting.
And that was Germany, so you know, probably
And that's
something.
also the connection to nature, right? So that's a ritual that's connected to nature, to the, you know, to what the temperature does, what the weather does, where the moon is. Yeah, that's super interesting.
Mhm.
So I think the problem is really people examining the rituals that they're adopting and being able to, you know, figure out what is valuable from what is just trendy. And I think in a lot of ways, some of the rituals are very harmful. You know, we were
Watching
talking in
TV.
kind of preparation for this about things like circumcision and the potential to like create a traumatic event in a infant's life that you know they hold throughout their entire life. So that
Then you looked up other rituals that make babies even more horrified.
And on the other
yeah,
side, we have rituals. They, you know, just like capoeira, the ritual of the heart, of the circle. There, it is, you know, it's amazing, and it can be transformative, and it also it connects you, you know, to those that came before, and it connects you to those who will come after as well. And it's something that has been, you know, by many carefully perpetrated, is that a word, or
Yep.
maintained. Um,
Perpetrated is the word.
yeah, thanks. And it, you know, it generates a lot of power, and it's not only of the ones that are here physically right now, but there's so much more behind that. And I think that to me, you know, that brings me, I think, closest maybe to the understanding of the power of ritual. And then if you're aware of that, and if you're doing it in that awareness, oh wow, you know, things will, you know, will go ways that you wouldn't even expect sometimes. So can we apply that for our own daily lives? You know, whether it's with our physical being, with sports and workout, or whether it's, you know, on the emotional side, on even on the spiritual side, on the psychological side, what kind of rituals can we create, and what kind of rituals have other people had, forged and are maintaining, or have done in the past. I think it's super interesting, you know. The one
yes,
that Agnieszka brought up is like, oh, what has been there in the past and has been hidden from us, or, you know, we forgot about it, and, you know, because we're so into the whole hustle and bustle of daily life, and we're so entertained, you know, by oftentimes meaningless things. So how can we bring back meaning and positive reinforcing ritual in our lives?
yeah, I do think that you know, as humans, I think one of the things we do is learn from the past and apply it to the present to affect the future. And certainly, our habits, our daily practices, the things that we you know embody in our rituals are certainly things that we should be considering. What are the impacts of those things in the future? Or do we need to learn from the past and alter those rituals, or do we need to adopt new rituals
Yeah.
that are more
Create.
effective? I do feel like it's a tool that we can use to examine and see what, I mean, obviously there are some things about it that are very effective and useful. And so we should be examining our rituals and calling into question what is maybe harmful versus what is valuable, knowing the distinction.
Right on. So until Wednesday, we have 2 days. Let's do that for ourselves and examine our rituals and see, you know, what we can contribute, what we can come up with, and also encourage our audience to, you know, have a look at their own rituals and at their experience, their past. And then, you know, of course, we always appreciate your input via the comments, or, you know, you can contact us via the website as well. And then we look forward to an exciting show on Wednesday where we can explore, you know, the problems and the trouble of rituals and how they maybe negatively affect us. And then also, you know, we turn it around and we share some of our findings and of our experience, and see, you know, what you can contribute and how we can, force some plans and give you some ideas and some inspiration of how to use ritual for good, and how to use it to step ahead and to move forward, as one on our journey towards freedom and excellence.
Perfect. Some of the best rituals we've ever come up with. We'll share them with you
Nice one.
on Wednesday.
Maybe we'll even come up with a ritual for raising excellence.
Sure, we already have some.
Yes, let's revisit them and examine them.
Nice.
That's 4:35 Central Time, Wednesdays.
11:35 CET Wednesdays
European,
PM.
yeah. Perfect.
That's right.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.